Just copy. It's not working. Copy. There we go, there we go, there we go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Holy hell, technical difficulties deluxe today. I never thought I'll add anything right. Today is the day I'll get everything wrong. Welcome to the LNR MSA Round 4 Championship. Now today is the final race of the championship at the present moment. Again, we've done 4 races bi-weekly every Sunday, affiliated by MSA Motorsports, and then of course with the help of our sponsors managed to get to a point where we can actually call and classify that this is the final race. I mean, this is going to be epic of note. Now some individuals have not been racing for quite some time, and it's all about getting into that top 25 slot, which I would guess is the final push for this evening at Suzuka. Currently looking at where we are 13 minutes into the qualifying stages. Of course these boys have got to put it out, and of course this is a track that I absolutely love. I mean, in all fairness, it is a very phenomenal track. Now I'm just gonna go and put a heads up on there. Do not forget to like and subscribe to our channel, just because we need you to be in the loop the whole way through. So where we are, everyone on track, everyone's done their outlap, getting their warm-ups. Currently looking at Mr. Mayer, who's been the leading car of the series so far. For some other strange reason, I am not picking up his livery, which is unusual because I do recall that this man used to or is running a Teletubby livery, and today it's just not there. He is the man that's been on the move since day one, led the race every single time he's been onto the track, and currently is leading the championship. So all he needs to do today is secure his spot there for the top 25, which I am relatively comfortable he will be able to do so. It's the other individuals behind him that's gonna have to do a lot of hard work. So today we've got like 15 boys on the track. Musa on yet again, very well known with his Ferrari in the beautiful blue and South African flag over. Kel van der Berg driving for Logistical Nightmare, currently in 8th. Again, these boys have to put their benchmarks on. Mayer is the man that we have been keeping an eye out. as he's directing the car there through Spoon, heading through the long back straight. Of course, he still needs to manage 130R, and 130R in all fairness is pretty much a full throttle scenario. Some do lift, but most of the boys that are daring enough will put it on the benchmark there, coming through Casio corner, and then of course into the final section of the race, start finish line. What does he pull up for the deltas? Well, again, for everyone to push sweet spot, no time. That means he probably made an error somewhere during the track. Power, on the other hand, currently third in the championship. There we go. Kelly Tubby's on point. He has put it on the grid with a 59.305. and that is phenomenally fast. However, I have a strange feeling we are going to see a good 58 sector mark as he goes through Snake all the way up into Dunlop. Oh, better off the track there a minute. He's going to certainly lose a bit of speed there as he head into one of the Degnas. Deploy, the other hand, with the BMW. There we go, 58.87 as I predicted from Genesis Esports Racing, setting a new benchmark for everyone to chase as he's on his third lap, trying to see if he could beat that at all. Bauer, again, as he made a mistake going into Dunlop, has lost quite a bit of time. Man, I still want to see making a big effort is Mayer. Now he is up 2 seconds of his time, so he did make a mistake in this first section. Day Naval, on the other hand, coming through Spoon, he's up by half a second at the moment. That, based on his last lap, will just reach him above the 2-minute mark. I don't think he's going to make any leeway into the top three. That is sub 2-minute at this moment. Mayer made a big effort, 1:58.7. So big battle on today between Mayer, Deploy and Bauer for first, second and third spot. Deploy is up on his time. Naval coming through the spots. Does he improve the 2-minute? Oh yes, he does. Puts it down for a 59.887. Sub 2 minutes in the mix. He's got to be happy with that. I mean, it's BMW versus McLaren for the top 5 spot this evening. Of course, it's 8 o'clock at Suzuka. Means it's relatively dark. Track temperature is very cold. So to give you an idea why these boys are struggling with their tire temps and speed at this stage. If I have everything on par, is everything working the way it should be working? Sometimes I get it wrong very badly, and today was just one of those days where we just decided certain things very differently. See if I can pop out a bit of a chat here so that I can at least see who is on the chat box. Everywhere else, Ashley Bradley says hi. Brandon on the stream went, let's go. 5 minutes of the qualifying session still ongoing. Still keeping an eye out on Naval. He is improved once again. If he can bench top three. Ooh, gets into the top three spot though. So far we have BMW, McLaren, BMW, and McLaren. Power, on the other hand, is struggling a bit on this lap. Who else can we keep an eye on? Gary van der Haar, on the other hand. Now, he hasn't done, but what is his best? Is he improving? This is a 202. He did a bit of an improvement over there, but he's getting into the top 10. Maritz is in the pits. Musa getting out of the pits. Deploy, benchmarking it again. Fast improvement from him to a 58.4. 3/10 quicker than what Mayer is, who then is about 4 or 5 tenths quicker than Naval. And then we'll have Power chasing Naval down by 1/10. The Rodeo man on the move at the current moment. Now, of course, this is within the sector 1, going through Dunlop, looking nice and tidy at this stage. 3/10 of a second up through Degna 1, now Degna 2. As he head towards the hairpin. Now this is where you need to brake perfectly and then get onto the throttle as quickly as you can. Still looking good from his timeline. Now of course he did do a sub 2-minute qualifying so far. Is up by half a second as he heads into Spoon. Very tricky corner here, you can get it wrong. It looks decently smooth, goes a bit far wide off the track, lose a bit of a momentum. I probably waited a bit too long before he got onto the throttle there. Balls to the wall, 130R, loses speed into Casio. Does he find his brakes marker? Final corner for him. Lost only about 2/10 in the final sector. I reckon he can probably do a lot better. Now he's not going to break into the top 4, but he has certainly improved on his time. Still has 3 minutes left before he can do something else on it. Mayer, Naval, and Power still look comfortable up in their spots. Paul Fenter here coming into the final corner. Now he is up by 3/10 at the moment. Does it mean that he will surpass Duprier? Oh, tight, very, very tight, but it is there. Paul Fenter up to P6. Nicely done. Has a lot of work. Mayer, on the other hand, is on a charge down. He has done a magnificent first sector, which has given him a 2/10 lead. The fastest first sector of the qualifying session so far. The man to beat, however, is Duploy and his quick sector 2 and 3. So, can Mayer do something on that? He is up 4/10. Me looks like he is pulling it out from all angles. Very quick there. It's as if he crashed those curves getting out of those corners. Probably a bit too much because that just hurt his final run. And he's going to give it another go again. He wants that first place spot. Last thing he needs is to look at a BMW all the way through when they're getting through to the S's. Or, as we all know it, Snake. Back on Musa again. He's up 5/10, half a second. That is definitely going to get him into the top 6. Oh, hits it at 5th spot. Very good drive there. Phenomenal effort. Valiant start. He can still have another go at it though. See if he can do a bit more improvements here and there. He has been the man on charge. I'm Barrington Smith has not done much at all. He hasn't even set a time at all. Must be very uncomfortable, and so has Mr. Buerta. A lot of work for those two boys in the final minute. Whether they'll be in a position to put time on, that's dependent. Yet again on the charge. This time around, let's hope he does not mess it up that he did the previous round, or the previous. The previous lap. Still has that fastest first sector though. Heading into Casio. Does he get it right? Oh, this looks like he hits those curbs so early. He puts this down, is certainly going to be a danger to deploy. Gets it down within 1/10 of a second. Very, very close. He's going to give it another go. Deploy on the other hand. Also, one more charge for him. Those battles between those two individuals. Power, Musa, Serodio, Venter on the other end, currently on 4, 5, 6, 7, have decided to put it in the pits and wait it out. Hopefully they will not get a sudden charge down by any of the individuals after them, which is Dupria, Holzhausen, Domingo, Barrington Smith, Wood, Van der Haar, Maritz, Stein, and Van der Baar. Final few minutes, clock is run over. These boys have got to do what needs to be there. Scruton going, so sorry I cannot be there. No power for the last 24 hours. That has to suck. Oh my goodness. Scruton, best of luck to you, man. Utter disaster for having no electricity for 24 hours. That is a shocker. So again, Mayer, to me, it's pretty much against Mayer and Duploy. Duploy is heading into Spoon, going out of that, going through the back straight. Mayer, on the other hand, is past 130R. He is up 1/10 at the moment. Question is, can he close it off and finish it off with another pole position for the season? That will just be back to back to back poles all the way through. This is a close cut. Can he bring it? Oh, marginally not. He was up there. Therefore, Deploy can take it easy, run it through. He has got pole position. Naval is third. Bauer is fourth. And of course, Musa, Serodio, Paul Venter, and Dupria, who decided not to do much, is back in the mix there. Oops. Let's just see if we get the timetable. Qualifying sessions is where we do it. This is what the boys did. As I've indicated, Mayer top of the spot, then second place, but quickest, fastest, first sector. However, Duploy pulled it out of the bag with phenomenal drives on sector 2 and 3, putting it down with a 58.332, 1/10 quicker than Mayer. Naval, Bauer, Musa, Serodio, Venter, Dupria, Holzhausen, and then Domingo closing out at the top, followed by 6 other drivers. We've got Domingo, Barrington Smith, Buerta, Maritz, Van der Haar, Stein, and Van der Baar. Well, let's see how this goes. 1 minute before the session starts, so hopefully everything will be all good and well. I'll catch you boys back in a few seconds. See you soon. Welcome back, welcome back. This is where we're gonna start the race again. These boys seemingly seems like they are going to do a short grid start. Something very unusual to what we've done throughout the season. But nonetheless, these boys don't have time to do tire warm-ups at all. So normally in any condition, you would have at least a warm-up lap. This is not the case. So I reckon epic carnage is heading our way, purely just because these tires will not be warm enough for them to do anything. Grip through the first corner, snake into Dunlop will be an absolute nightmare, especially if they're gonna go side by side through each other. My predictions, at least 1 or 2 carnage. Worst case scenario. Hopefully we won't see any of that, because these guys are absolute pure professional. They are fighting for an opportunity to get into that top 25, where we will kick off a next season with MSA to then be in a position to ultimately crown a championship. As we kick it off, Mayer gets off the start very, very well, but so does Duploy. Covers the first corner perfectly as he manages to get through. Carnage, as I said, BMW in the mix. That looked like Naval that got punted somehow. However, Deploy and Mayer made it through. And this is where the battle is going to commence. I cannot recall that Deploy had, well, whereby Mayer actually chased someone through the start of the race. This is the first time for him actually having competition ahead of him, which is going to be a different ball game throughout this race. Musa, on the other hand, is through. Bauer also through. Everything looks phenomenally great from that perspective. Tires will warm up. Now, I know that BMW takes a lot longer to warm up. However, when that front end gets warm and the grip is there, the car should manage it perfectly. It's like he goes a bit too deep into Spoon. That's going to lose him momentum. That will put Mayer all over him, which he has been since the race started. Mayer looks on the inside. Is he going to tuck it through 130R? Definitely not. Very, very smart idea there. Let the man run through it. But Cassio's the place where he can probably take a sneaky dive. None of them do. First lap carnage, all avoid it. Deploy and Mayer running very hard. And then, of course, you've got Bauer there in third place. He's being chased down by Mayer. Musa. Drive-through penalty for Holzhausen. That's an unfortunate disaster. That's a never-ending race if you have a drive-through penalty so early on the track. Pit lane is long. You are going to struggle to get back onto space and speed if you have such a penalty. These boys need to settle down. Nerves should be a lot better now that we're in lap 2 of these minute race. Should ease a few things here and there. Looking at Bauer coming at the back end. He is being chased down by Serodio, who has made a move on Musa. And then, of course, we have Dupria not far from them. Three-way battle there. Aston Martin, Ferrari, and BMW. Of course, we have another scramble here at the back with Domingo and Moritz. Domingo has managed to get a bit away from Moritz there in 9th. More scrambles here between Dane, who is in 10th, heading into Spoon. He has got Naval and of course Van der Haar in close proximity to him. Van der Haar looking dangerously close there to Naval. He's gonna take a sneaky peek into 130R. Not this time around. Power on the other hand has got a 15-second penalty. So that's probably for causing a collision at the start of the race. I did not manage to see that. However, my focus was more on these two boys in the front. Again, new competition. Ayer versus Deploy. So far, Deploy is doing quite a nifty job heading into Snake. But a decent bit of a gap of 0.5 of a second. Now that's not a lot, but it is a margin within GT3, because to make that up and make a move is excruciatingly hard. Ayer's gonna have to work much harder to find a position or a place to make a move stick, and I think it's probably best for him to do a strategic approach, figure out where the weak spots is of Deploy, which based on qualifying is probably sector 1, because that BMW is quick during sector 2 and 3, and at this moment it is phenomenally quick, because best sector so far is being held by Deploy. He is the fastest man on the track. All about managing tires. The minute they go off is where you are going to struggle. Mayer just seems to go a lot deeper into that final corners in the chicanes there by Casio, as opposed to Deploy. That BMW is hooked up for Genesis esports driver D Deploy. Currently being chased down by Mayer. And of course we have Power and Zerodio, who's got a bit of competition there by him. Dupree and Musa not far behind him. Well, a very lovely evening today. Late at night, track degrees is 6, temperature is 6, so a cold start and a cold time. And of course, just a friendly reminder to everyone, do not forget to like and subscribe our videos, because for every like and subscribe we do get noted out here. The championship this season is for the MSA Cup at Logistical Nightmare Racing. Of course, this championship is broken into 2 segments. Section 1 is the first championship, which we are at round 4 in Suzuka. We've done 4 races thus far bi-weekly. The final of this, well, the point tally at the end of this race from a top 25 point of view will go forth in the second cup championship, which we will have ultimate battles for to crown an MSA LNR champion winner for 2024. Again, the first of its class, and for that I will have to go out and say big thanks to all the MSA boys various communities out there that came together and made this happen. Big thanks to all of you. Took us quite some time, but a milestone achieved with a lot of help from everyone else. And then of course, who cannot forget our great sponsor, Flick Floyd dating app. Then of course we have the TMX, and then our watch sponsor. Big thanks to you for helping us through these couple of races and our adventures at LNR, making everything happen as we go along. So where are we on the battlegrounds? Let's just see, do we have anyone else on chat saying anything wonderful at this moment? Scruton still said no. Well, he's out. Ashley just still said yes. Brandon went let's go. Couple of boys on the viewing at this moment. 16 drivers on track this evening. Brandon Barrington Smith has already done his pit stop. Holzhausen, who has qualified up there, went through a drive-through penalty. The poor man is suffering. He's got a lot of time to make up. Cruton says he's still there. Good to see you, man. Love the support. Go find some phenomenal races. Deploy is moving away very swiftly from Mayer. That could be because of the first little instances here. We currently been looking at the battle between Serodio and Dupria. So Dupria driving for LNR Racing, Serodio driving for Project Vapor in 4th place. This is not a podium battle, but the closest one we have on track, and the rodeo doing a phenomenal effort to keep Dupria behind him. Although I do see that Aston is getting quicker and quicker by every lap that goes on. They both have dropped Musa a little bit, so Musa is still there in the rear end with about 1.4 seconds adrift. Then of course Paul Fenter in 7th spot. Boys are trying to chase down Bauer, who has a 15-second penalty. He is about 6 seconds adrift from Mayer, who is now taken a step back. He's not that far off Deploy, but he's eased it up a bit, and I reckon that's just all about tire management control and making sure that you can run it as long as you can, because the closer you are behind the rear end of the car, the more heat is just generated into your tires, the more wear is occurring, and that's the last thing you want. Tire management, these guys can put at any given moment. And I do recall that there is no real rules in the pit strat. They technically just have to do a pit stop and drop. Let's see if that is still the case. Yep, that is. So no mandatory fueling is required or tire change. They can go 60 minutes with racing throughout without doing 1 or 2. Gotta enter the pit stop, do a stop and drop, and then finish the race from there onwards. Now, the longer you endure this throughout the 60 minutes with one set of tires, the slower you will get. There's just no two ways about it. It's all about wear and tear on the grain of the tire, which is, in most instances, your biggest battle. The boys are doing quick times. Only Deploy has been in a position to put it up 2 minutes for a race stint. However, not much has changed when it comes to sector times. I mean, the present state, the McLaren is phenomenally quick throughout sector 1 as opposed to the BMW, and it has to be because of the Snake and Dunlop. That S's through there just not sits BMW well. It's just probably a bit too top heavy. Therefore, you need to stiffen some of the suspension to stop it from rolling too much, and therefore losing a lot of time. However, through sector 2 and 3, deploy is definitely up there. There's not a lot in between my air and deploy at the moment. They are very close in contention, like within half a second of it. No, sorry, 1/10 of a second between these two in the best lap time comparables. Okay, so let's go and have a look. Ooh, that is Musa looking on the inside now. He has made up a lot of time. He was 1.5 seconds away from Dupree not so long ago. Some other reason just pulled up his sleeves and went, he's going for it. So whether he just decided to take a little bit of break, refocus, rezone, and then create the charge, or the battle between Sorodi and Dupree has gotten so intense that both Musa and Fenter has caught up. That's to determine. I just don't know. I completely missed that. But now it's a four-way battle. And this is going to get very, very interesting. I think I'm going to just stick here because four-way battle always very nice to watch. No one really very close apart from these boys. I must keep an eye out for Mayer though. He might just lead a charge as well to deploy. We still got a good 44 minutes of racing still to be done. Oh, very wide there from the rodeo through 130R. He is definitely feeling the pressure. Four heavily breathing cars on his rear end. One of them decided to go in, so Musa in the pits. Ooh, big dive there from Dupree. Takes the inside line in the first corner. That was a very late break. The rodeo not going to give it up as they go side by side through Snake. BMW gets ahead though. Dupree decided not to be too aggressive. Still into Dunlop. Is he going to take the inside line? He is. Dunlop charge it is through Degner. Oh, Sarodio is having none of that. He is not going to make it easy for Dupree. Dupree again looks on the inside line, dives back into it. Is he going to make a late break into the hairpin? No, doesn't even go deep. However, he's under pressure again from Paul Venter. The man that is challenging the man ahead of him now needs to think about being defensive as well as attacking, and that's a lot for a sim racing driver. Cannot do both. You either have to make your move or stick it in and be very defensive. It's practically impossible to be attacking and defending at the same time. Priya feels that he is quicker, that Aston Martin has definitely come alive in the last few laps. BMW is struggling a bit now. I don't know whether that is tire wear or just pure stress from Sorodio. I reckon still he is a man that's got a lot of confident cool with him. He will not look at his mirrors, but I do believe he is. Just to see what the times are at. 2:01s. Sorodio is struggling. last lap. 202s. So these boys are fighting it out. As you see, lap times have reduced. Bria needs to find a way past them, and it's gonna be tough. It's not gonna be the easiest thing. You're gonna have to wait until that man makes a mistake. Absolute professionalism between both drivers. Paul Venter leaning back, doesn't want to get involved, but at some point he's probably going to have to, purely because Domingo and Naval are doing much quicker times than what these three boys are doing. The gap increasing all the way to the front, decreasing from 7th position. He is marginally closer this time, heading through the back straight into 130R. Oh, BMW goes very wide there through 130R. Still keeps it. This is the moment where he needs to capitalize on it, coming down the start finish line. I think that BMW's got some legs of it, therefore the Aston Martin is struggling. The minute that Aston gets past him, we'll probably see a bit of a gap build up between these two boys. However, it's an intense battle, just getting past one another. And normally I would go everywhere, but so hectic. Domingo has caught up. Where's Domingo? Domingo was there. Where was Domingo? Oh, something happened. Domingo caught up, but now he is fallen behind. He was behind Paul Venter, but now he's behind Naval. Naval has passed, so Domingo has made a mistake and then dropped a few spots position. Something had to have happened. See if I can figure that out. That's Naval taking it on for Domingo, coming through first corner, takes it on the outside line. Beautiful move by Naval over Domingo. Gets it done on the outside and makes it happen. That BMW definitely has some legs through that start finish. Phenomenal move there. Gotta go back to these boys. Ooh, missed opportunity. Have to go back. What has happened? Okay, Dupria. He was behind the radio. As we went and watched the Naval Domingo pass, now I have to go back and watch the replay for the Dupria Serodio pass. Nothing. Oh, into Spoon. Into Spoon. Serodio lost it as he heads into Spoon. Dupria capitalized and took the opportunity on the inside line through Spoon as he went into the back straight. Got the position finally. One small error, as I've said, an error is what will define it, and that has definitely happened. Now Serodio needs to fight hard because he has Paul Venter on his rear end. Paul went into the pits or out. I don't know. Paul went into the pits. Alright. So Paul went out of the battles. Took the opportunity to do his one stop and drop pit stop. Therefore, he is out of the mix there. But these two boys have not stopped battling at all. They're going back to see if we can find any more decent fights everywhere. Musa here coming up to the hairpin. He is being chased down by Marit. Oh, my camera work is awful today. Marit in the Ferrari hasn't put it yet, so I don't think it's a realistic battle to note. However, he has made up a few spots from there. This is the one that everyone is looking at, and it's probably the most exciting. Ooh, Sorodia looks on the inside. Makes Dupree known that he is still there. Now Dupree is the one under pressure. And I actually anticipated that Aston Martin would scamper away the minute he has passed the BMW. That is not the case. I am eating my words at the moment. You should see what their lap times are versus what they were. So phenomenally a lot quicker than what they were previously. Still making it count. Deploy, still in third space. He is catching up on a few back markers there. I reckon that is staying ahead of him. Car 28 through the back straight. Mayer on the other hand has lost a bit of time. That's a that is a lot of time that he has lost. Now I do not know where that has happened. Let's see if we can pick that up. So Mayer was very close. There's deploy. There's Mayer. A sudden spin at the hairpin has caused him to lose it. That is painful. Probably just got his rear end on a bit of grass. The minute he pushed the throttle, the car just went and he lost all of that time that he had. Again, he was keeping the 2-second buffer between himself and deploy. Now he has to make up an 11 seconds to the race leader deploy. That is detrimental to his race, which does mean that Bauer has caught up with him. So Bauer is a lot closer than where he was before. Now he of course has a 10-second gap between himself and Dupree. This is still a battle for podium because of that 15-second penalty. Bauer needs to work very hard to create a delta between him and Dupree of about 15 seconds. That will secure his podium position, but at this stage it's cutting it close, very, very close, because both Dupree and Sorodio are working extremely hard to get into those top threes. That 15-second penalty to Bauer gonna hurt him. He does not manage to create that gap between them. Again, Priya managed to get a bit of a buffer between himself and Sorodio, so guys are settling back into their normal speed and grooves again. If I can find any more good fights anywhere else. Paul Fenter has pitted. Musa has pitted. Ooh, Dupree in the pit. That opens it up for Sorodio just below the 30-minute mark. don't have that many drivers yet today, because I do know the biggest priority in every sim racer or racing enthusiast is the F1. The F1 will be scheduled today, and I think it will probably kick off live broadcast in a few minutes, which kind of makes sense that we don't have so many drivers today. But I'll say it again, and I'll say it out loud. Thanks to everyone that has supported us throughout this championship. It's been epic. I did miss the last streaming event, which was done by Steven. Kind of jealous because the man pulled it out of the bag. He is one hell of a good streamer. I definitely need to take a lot of notes from him. Be as phenomenal as him. But then again, that is just me stating a big thanks to Steven, who hosted the round 3 race at Nürburgring. Today, however, we are at round 4, penultimate final race of the Cup Championship that we have for Season 1. The top 25 finishers, based on total tally number of points, will go through to round 2, which will then help us to define who will be the overall Logistical Nightmare Racing Cup Championship affiliated by MSA Motorsport for 2024. This is going to be in the books. In the books. The first champion at LNR at a cup level for 2024. Since we've started this journey, probably around about 2017, we kicked it off with a simple race etiquette scenario, all good for all fun. Evolved and evolved from there onwards, got into GT Sport sim racing, and of course moved on to PC ACC racing, and then evolved with everyone around us. Again, I'm gonna just go and say big thanks to everyone that has helped us grow and supported. A big thanks to the admin, a big thanks to MSA that helps us get there, and then of course a massive thank you to our sponsors, DMX, Elec, and then Flip Floyd, dating, and then of course our watch counterpart who has helped us achieve this penultimate goal. 30 minutes of racing left. Few individuals has gone into the pit box. Race leader Deploy, driving for Genesis Esports, leading this race and charge this evening. Did you hear someone go off the track there? Now I need to go and see who that was. To me, reckons it was Hanabar. Where it went wrong for him. He heads into 130R. All smooth and dandy there. Gets the corner into Casio. Comes out very nice. Loses the rear end into the sand box. Manages to catch the car and then back off onto the race. That's just an unfortunate scenario where you're too quick on the throttle coming out of the Casio corner. Little bit of action here. Maritz, currently in 7th, has not done a pit stop, goes defensive. No, he doesn't. He actually just moves out of the way. The man knows where his battles is, and he believes battle is not with Paul Fainter, who has done his pit stop. He is chasing down, from recollection, to Rodeo and Spear. Now he has... How is that possible? Something had to occur, and that is a big gap. between Paul Fenter and Dupria. Now again, those that have just joined us on the stream, we have been keeping a very close eye onto Dupria, Serodio and Paul Fenter battle prior to the pit stop of Paul Fenter. So Paul Fenter went into the pits when those three boys were battling. Then thereafter, Dupria went into the pits, and he now has about a 10-second deficit to Paul Fenter. So my big question is why is that? And based on what I see is that Dupria has had a longer pit stop than Paul Fenter. So the total time on pit stop for Dupria was 35 seconds. That to me is an indication that one, he either got it very badly wrong in the pit stop, or two, the man went and changed some tires, because Paul Fenter did not do that. He was up and down on the jacks with about 18 seconds. Now he probably added a bit of fuel. Don't think he changed tires, because the tire change on track would be about 30 seconds. So Bria got a new set of wheels, Paul doesn't, hence the marginal different changes between them. And as everyone gets into the pits, I can kind of give you an idea who's got new boots. Neville is one of them. Barrington Smith probably not. 25 seconds. Holtzhausen definitely would have new boots. So would Stein. So everyone that puts in around about the 35-second mark, time stop, not total pit time, to me is a good indicator of new boots on track. So let's see how that works out for him. Does have a lot of work to do though, so he needs to be phenomenally quick based on time. This is where I told you, on time, this is where it's gonna count. Paul is running with old boots, 2-minute 2s per lap. Dupria last lap 2 minutes flat with new boots. So the boys that have got new boots will be quicker than the boys with old boots. Now you'll gain some time by not putting in new tires, but then you will lose time based on the grip and the amount of how quick you can be around the track. Gotta make it count. Top 4 boys have not put it, and they probably have a lot to think about. It's 23 minutes to go. Whether new boots will do them anything different, and I reckon the best spot getting to that window is probably at the 30-minute mark. Halfway, run your tires as hard as you can, and then get new boots on and run it. If you do it now and get new boots, you're only going to gain a couple of laps in general, so you need to optimize it wherever possible. So if Duploy, Meyer and Bauer do not get new boots, and I say do not, I reckon that is probably your podium winning guys for the evening at Suzuka. No one anywhere near their capabilities this evening. That will put that 15-second penalty that Bauer did receive out of the books, which will put him in comfortably on the final podium spot. Again, that does depend on how these boys go. The rodeo needs to make a definitive decision whether he is going to put new boots on or go with what he currently has. And I think if he needs to make a decision, he has to do that now. Anything longer than 20 minutes left is a fine line to cross. He's comfortable at this moment knowing that Musa is about 34 seconds behind him. Now Musa did not put new boots, so that's a no new boots kind of scenario. That's just gonna get so interesting. In the rodeo comes. I'll tell you boys where that filters out. Gonna keep an eye out on Paul Painter though, because the battle was technically between Paul Painter, Rodeo, and Dupree. Painter, no new boots. Dupree, new boots. Rodeo, don't know at this moment. He has stopped though. Clock is ticking. And clock has stopped. He's getting out of the pit. The rodeo, no boots. Great drive from him. That's just phenomenal. Painter is nowhere near the start finish line. And Zerodio is out the pits already. What a brilliant decision by that man. It's a gamble. It's a gamble. He now needs to chase Musa, who has put it a long way back, but is now currently fifth on the grid. Fourth, I'm sorry. I reckon this is one of those things where Dupree is going to have to go back to the drawing board, speak to his pit crew, who made him make that decision of changing his tires. Because now he's on the back of Naval. He needs to pass this man. Oh, sorry, Domingo. He's losing a lot of time with new boots. This is full position. Domingo will make it hard for him. All about speed and pace. Speed and pace. The longer he stays behind this guy, the more he's going to struggle. Ooh, takes a dive on the inside. Oh, makes contact with Domingo. Frustration setting in for Dupree. That is an absolute unfortunate scenario. Let's just see if we can take a quick peek at what has happened there. Oh, his car was there. Domingo turned in. Whether Domingo saw him, that is debatable. But those two boys made contact. Domingo suffered from that, probably losing another position there to a pink BMW. Frustrated Dupree, being flashed by Domingo. A happy man at the moment. We will leave that to the steering team to define what has occurred there. To me, it looks like it was a charge for that corner. Whether he had the line or did not have the line, quite tricky to look at. I should have looked at it a different way or a different angle, but they certainly made contact. Priya probably very frustrated because he knows that the two boys ahead of him who he battled did not make a tire change. Therefore, he needs to charge them down in order to win. 17 minutes left, about 8 seconds adrift from Paul Painter, who is 14 seconds adrift from Serodio. Serodio just made the right moves at the right times and managed to capitalize on it. I think between the three, good charge, good decisions by the pit crew and the driver to make this happen. Now, of course, he is slowly catching up on Musa. Still has a bit of work to do in order to get there, though. But a blue flag driver ahead of him is in an Aston Martin. I reckon that is Van der Haar. Yes, it is. Van der Haar moves out of the way in car 33. Ooh, takes a deep slide into first corner, manages to catch it though and not lose the car and still keep on track. 15th place for Pandahar. Sarodio on the move towards Musa. And I haven't really talked about Beddington Smith currently in 10th. I think the only Porsche on track this evening. Does sound nice though. Gotta give it a moment here and just listen to the Porsche. There's just something about a Porsche car that just makes my skin tingle. Ah, beautiful. Drew Dunlop. Absolutely amazing. Okay. Getting into it. Who is where is who? Leader of the race. Deploy. 15 minutes for him. They are definitely not gonna get new boots. They will just push it through. And they're still doing phenomenal laps. This looks like they have lost zero momentum at all. Quick on second. It's up to them to destroy their own race if it ever occurs. Final few minutes. All I'm looking for is quick charge. Those that have a quick charge. Back onto Paul Fainter. He is coming through Snake. Got about a 5-second delta on Supria. Then of course we have Naval chasing him down, and poor Domingo, who was involved in a contact between himself and Supria. Probably the only contact I actually captured today. Two great passing maneuvers though this evening, seen on camera by talented drivers. Holzhausen, the only Lamborghini on track this evening. Now he has just been lapped by the race leader. Then of course we have Puerto in 12. And I have to run through the guys that I haven't really spoken about. He drives for Optimum Motorsport. In 12th position, Moritz seen a few times on track. He is in 13th. Car 20, Oxford ATT Racing. Coming out of Degna, heading towards the hairpin, just underneath the Bridgestone Bridge. He has done his pit stop, potentially put new boots on. I'm purely just estimating on the timeline he stopped in the pits. And then of course we have Spain in a Ferrari. Lovely yellow and red representation there. Also potentially changed these tires when he did a pit stop, started at 15th position, managed to gain 1 position, which he has subsequently taken from Kandahar. Car number 33 drives for LNR boys. Needs to make up a bit of time. Biggest winner this evening based on starting positions, that's kind of hard to say, purely because everyone has gained a spot or two throughout the race. We have had a few unfortunates here and there, but quite eventful from point to point. Mayer, the man that has been so good over the last couple of races, he has taken consecutive victories at the start of the series. This time around, he has been faced with a challenge to try and beat the BMW at Suzuka. He heads out of spoon, made one tiny error at hairpin. He turned the car on the track, and again, that could purely just be because he put a rear tire on the grass. The minute he floored it out of the hairpin, the car just didn't agree with it and spun around, lost a few seconds, and has ever so slightly tried to capitalize back onto it. However, the time between Mayer and Deploy back to back has been fairly on par. And again, Power also not that far from it. He's chasing down his teammate. Now go teammate, because race 1, race 2, race 3, and I would say race 4, these boys have been have had the same livery since they started, which is this whole Teletubbies representative. Must admit, really love it, absolutely love it. As we look into Paul Fenton, he's a bit of a heated battle going on here very soon. Paul Fenton leading the charge in 6th position, will be under some pressure in the final few minutes of the race. Now he is being chased down by 2 individuals who, based on pit stop time, has potentially got new boots on their tires. Therefore, they will have a speed and grip advantage. So this is either going to be a long, hard 8-minute battle for Paul Fender, or just one of those where, as a united team, and again, we are talking about your Paul Fender, Duprier, and Neville drives for the same team. Let's just call a spade a spade. I mean, it is what it is. You could probably call it a scenario whereby these boys will call it a night and just finish the race where it is, but I am hoping they are going to give us a bit of action and a bit of good action with some good driving, because all we need is easy, simple driving. You can see Paul struggles as he heads out there from Dunlop. That rear end has lost a lot of grip. Excuse me, I had to off there for a moment. But this is now a definite 3-way battle. 2 Aston Martins, 1 BMW, all 3 boys driving for Logistical Nightmare Racing. Power in the pits. Only 2 more boys that need to do a pit stop after Bauer, which is Mayer and Duploy. Bauer doing quite a long pit stop though, is fairly interesting. In total, in about 19 seconds, it's still going to get him out into 3rd place. Ooh, big dive there by Neville. Misses 2 cars. Massive near accident situation. Everyone avoided the man. Dupree, on the other hand, capitalized on the instance where Paul Painter took his car out of the mix. He probably saw that massive dive. I am going to go and have a look at that again. That is just one of the phenomenal scenarios that I have ever seen. Hopefully I can get that. See if I can. Oh, big miss there by Neville. Massive. You could see the 2 Aston Martins instantaneously hit their brake marker. Neville missed it totally on the spot. Nearly collided there with Paul Painter, who then missed it by inches, moving out of the way. That is close. As he makes another dive into the hairpin again, Paul Painter saw that coming, gave him a bit of space, and let the man go. I think that was a sneaky move in fairness. There's a part of me that went like, Deadpool, just give it away. Or was it just because of his fear that BMW is on a ramming collision with everyone? All jokes aside, it's just the man being in charge. That's hectic. I did ask for a bit of excitement and fun, and that is exactly what I got. Okay, to the front of the back. This is the Bauer, who has, Bauer had the extra long time because of the penalty he got. Okay, so that 15-second penalty is now all done and dusted, but that brought him a lot closer to Musa. Quite interesting. So the 15-second penalty has been taken through the pit stop. Musa is marginally a lot closer to Bauer, and this has now turned out to be a battle for the final podium position in the final 4 minutes of the race. Unbelievable. Let's see how this evolves. Only 2 boys have not put it. Now they can probably, I reckon it's about the best time to go and put now. No, it's not. Post deploy, Mayer still on. I have to put on this lap. There's just no ways that they will sacrifice a race without putting. If you don't put this lap, you are technically out of contention to pit and do what is needed. And then all you do is bring it home on the final lap. Probably the best you can do from where they stand. One final lap out to close it off. Ooh, bit of a battle here between Ryan Barrington-Smith and Domingo. Porsche versus Ferrari as they head into 130R. Ooh, Domingo goes very wide, opens the door to Barrington-Smith. Whether he misjudged that corner, that is still to be defined, but that's one more position drop from Domingo. He is now in 10th, Barrington-Smith in 9th. Musa on the other hand, does he? No, it doesn't seem like he's got enough in his tank to challenge Bauer for that final podium. Deploy in the pits. Now this is going to be a last and quick final splash and dash for him. Heading down through the pit lane. I reckon Mayer will go in as well. Yes, both boys in the pits. Quick stop there. Stop and roll. Either on the final lap. Mayer is rolling too. Going to stop now. Last lap for the race leader. 50 seconds. Out qualified everyone on the grid this evening with that BMW. Managed to keep it ahead of Mayer at the start of the race. And from there on, Deploy was untouchable. Absolutely untouchable. A complete flawless drive by this man from start to finish as he heads into the final sector, driving under Bridgestone Bridge towards the hairpin. A phenomenal drive. Great race by the BMW. I am loving it just because I love the BMW car. Again, so my staticness can be heard on the microphone. Mayer on the other hand, also phenomenal drive. Didn't manage to get that podium he wanted to. He pushed very hard to get that. Short-lived by 100ths of a second though. Made a slight error at the hairpin which cost him a few seconds. Hence he struggled to make up the time to deploy. However, also a fantastic drive by him. This is the race leader into Casio. Final few corners for him. At the last corner, heads it down, breaks it through. Winner of Suzuka Round 4 MSA LNR Cup Championship. Phenomenal drive by the Genesis driver. He deployed car number 1. Then of course, as mentioned, Mayer. Not a victory he could have wanted, but second place he will take. Beautiful drive by the McLaren. And then of course his teammate running through 130R, started in third, tried to stay with the leading pack for as long as he could. Did get a 15-second penalty from creating a contact at some point, but nonetheless finished a brilliant race there, chased down there by Musa, who also had such a flawless race. Then Zerodio in fifth, who outclassed both Duprier and Fenter with his long stint and great drive. Neville on the other hand now in 6th place. Ooh, how did that happen? Neville came into 6th. At some point there was Duprier and well, something has changed. Neville in 6th, making and shaking it there at the start finish line. Crashes the car as he ends it. Then of course we have Duprier followed by Paul Fenter, who crashes it at the end. Domingo, Billington Smith, and Buerta. Is there any cars? That is the Donuts by Deploy. Again, I said, fantastic drive. Loved it. Through and through, what a race. I reckon everyone's going to run away as we head out here. See if I can get the times. Race victory there. Through and through. Ultimate drive by the gentleman. To everyone on the stream, love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you for the support. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe over there. Appreciate all the support for this season. We are finishing off the first MSA Cup Championship races. In a few weeks or so, we will do the round 2 of the Cup Championship, where the top 25 winners or top 25 drivers will participate in. And from there, we will be in a position to crown the first LNR MSA Cup Championship winner for 2024. Again, big thanks to everyone on the stream. Big thanks to the sponsors. And then to everyone else, good night. God bless. Catch you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.